Hello, welcome to Hinc, Volume 16. Thank you for joining me today. I am not on location. I am back in the car. It's good to be back. I got a few things to talk about today, so let's get right to it. Right here, I'm going to edit in a video showing some of the things that are going on in the White House, so look for that right here.
Why is the Biden administration building a border wall in Arizona?
So we are not finishing the wall. We are cleaning up the mess the prior administration left behind in their failed attempt to build a wall. And I just want to be very, very clear here. On day one,
a few moments later,
has done.
But President Biden, when he was a candidate, said there will not be another foot of wall constructed in my administration.
Yeah.
So what changed?
We are not finishing the wall.
If walls work in that part of Arizona, is this the administration trying to get migrants to cross somewhere else, like in Texas? What is the plan?
We are not finishing a wall. We are cleaning up the mess that the prior administration made. We are trying to save lives. This is what the prior administration left behind that we are now cleaning up.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
By finishing the wall, is this
We are not finishing the wall.
by filling in, finishing?
We are not finishing the wall.
By
All right, so you see that happening, and then some other national news. If you haven't heard, something going on. It's called Title 42, and I'm gonna let the news kind of explain what's going on with Title 42 right here.
The Biden administration says it will enforce the Supreme Court's decision to keep the immigration policy known as Title 42 in place. The Trump-era COVID policy was set to expire last week and was pushed back. Tuesday's decision extends it into next year. The High Court here is going to be hearing arguments over the policy in February. This ruling is a win for Republican-led states who challenged ending the rule, allowing the U.S. to turn away asylum seekers concerned about COVID.
All right. So now just seeing both of those, you see that they're continuing to build the wall along the Mexican border. No, they're going back on decisions made at the end of Trump's presidency. Title 42 is being upheld to limit immigration during this time COVID era procedures. And so that's supposedly because people are sick. And now I think it's kind of obvious that they're doing it because of the drug problem. Fentanyl isn't going away. Homelessness is getting worse. And I don't say that just because the news is reporting that it's getting worse in Albuquerque. Homeless encampments are being allowed to open up. That means, that harbor city status is being encouraged even more. And it's the middle of winter. In years past, homeless people used to leave Albuquerque. The amount of homeless people in Albuquerque will actually go down. It'd be kind of odd to see, and it'd be the same ones. And it's kind of odd. Just all these decisions are being upheld when the narrative is contradictory to what's going on. So that's a good thing for us. Maybe the people in charge are starting to get a little more common sense. They're starting to be like, okay, maybe we need to do this. That just shows you, watch the news, watch the information that's coming out a little more, watch it a little more, look more into everything that's being told to you, and come out with your own judgment. Don't be a victim to the hypocrisy that is politics, that at the end of the day, most politicians are just out for your vote. And they're not really out to change. They're not really out to, for good that they say they are. At the end of the day, most politicians are out for your vote. So don't fall into it. Don't fall into the net. Don't be part of the trap that, goes along with the stream and, gets caught up in all of it. And, you'll find your way out. So that's a good introduction to Hinc Volume 16. And going along the lines of homelessness and all that, I'm going to insert a video that I've seen on KRQE right here.
The tug of war continues between Albuquerque's mayor and city councilors over sanctioned homeless camps. The mayor upheld zoning rules that allow the camps, blocking Councilor Brooke Basson's effort earlier this month to undo those rules and remove all references to safe outdoor spaces from the zoning code. In his veto message to council, the mayor said the city needs the flexibility to try every tool possible to tackle the homeless problem. Councilors could vote to override the mayor, but that would require at least one councilor to change their previous vote. That means the rules allowing the camps will most likely stay in place.
All right, so you've seen that video of Keller still encouraging the homeless encampment problem in Albuquerque. And homelessness is always going to be a thing, and I feel that like policies that are being made aren't helping the homeless. They're helping build an infrastructure around helping the homeless, creating jobs around helping homeless. And you go down and talk to people downtown, all the time. I talk to the homeless, and you ask them, like, what's being done to help on any of this? And they're like, really nothing. It's just being encouraged. Last year, the Biden administration authorized like millions of dollars for crack pipes. And you see it in Albuquerque. You see the needle exchanges. You see all these things being encouraged, and it's putting band-aids on a problem, not actually giving medications, not actually giving relief, not actually helping. Some of the things that I've talked to people downtown in the bars, and being a DJ, you have these conversations. I love having these conversations with people, especially in the industry, who see it every day. The bartenders, the bouncers, the other DJs, who are in this, and it's just, who the good ones are. There's some people out there with true mental illness who just can't get it together. And if there was like a way to have like a real community, not a homeless encampments where anybody and everybody is allowed, but you identify those and you give them maybe their own apartment building. There's plenty of places that go under, especially during the pandemic, buildings that you could utilize, you could turn into, real help centers, not just needle exchanges. If anything, make it harder for people to get needles. Make it just, like you do for children, child-proof. Maybe you have to make some adult-proof situations where you don't make it easy for the individual to get caught up in drugs and addiction, and you make it difficult. You don't make it normal. You don't make mental illness normal. You don't make anxiety normal. You don't make things normal. It's not normal to be sick. It's not normal to be unhealthy. It's humans have built civilizations for who knows how long. We have, some we may have forgotten about. Native Americans, we have stories of civilizations ending and starting over, ending and starting over. And it's just it's a process. Whether it be a meteor, a fire, our own destruction, who knows. This may not be the last time, it may not be the first time. So you can't lead yourself to your own demise. And I think Tim Keller's policies aren't helping Albuquerque. They're not. I firmly believe that he has some interest in the homeless situation. He has either a company that helps homeless, or he has something that is profiting from all of this, from all that funding that is funneled off and isn't really helping. It's just exacerbating the problem. More homeless equals more funding, and I pray that's not what's going on. But all the signs are pointing to that, and I don't know. And it could be just simply, which I truly think is most likely the situation. I think it's just the fact that leaders, this is a symptom of leaders not being in touch with their community, not living, not working, not being around. I see it with Deb Holland. She's from Laguna and Acoma, out here in this area, and she got promoted to her position, and she's gone. I haven't seen her around. I haven't seen change around here. I've seen water breaks. I've seen more. I've seen problems get exacerbated. I see people still being scared. I don't see any leaders coming out to comfort our people, to give them some courage and give them some encouragement to be like, hey, I think we're okay. We can, start living life normal again. We can do our traditions. We can do our ceremonies. No one's taking that risk of being the first one to being like, everything's okay. I don't think the sky's falling anymore. And that's what happens when leaders don't live in our communities. When our leaders live in Albuquerque, when they live in Washington, when who knows where Keller lives? He might live in Rio Rancho, most likely, or he might not even live in Albuquerque. And you need to be connected with your community if you're going to be a valuable leader, if you're going to be a leader, period. If you're not in and around the place you live, how are you going to ever know what to solve and how to solve it? So, I keep praying for these people, for the leaders, and you just hope that it snaps. It gets in their mind. It hits the right chord, and people are open. If they're open to it, it's what common sense is. That's what common decency is. And one problem with Albuquerque, these homeless encampments, I say a lot of negatives, but the positive things for it is like it's harnessing a problem that's gonna otherwise spread all over the city, and it's not the best solution, but it's a solution, temporary solution, the way I see it, but it's a solution. And the hope is that community will create a community, and it will support each other, and it'll lift itself up. And I see the hopes and dreams of it, but when people are left to their own devices with no structure, it's really hard for that to take hold, and for people to want to build on top of what they have. And that's all part of it. And we're not as big as LA or Vegas or all these other democratic cities where they're doing this. And it's democratic cities where they are implementing these sorts of policies and ideologies and everything. But we don't have the space, you know what I mean? Like we're a big city, but we're a small city. And if you just start bringing all these homeless, pretty soon, the fraction of people actually contributing to society compared to what didn't before, that wasn't a problem. You could support that, but when that part that isn't contributing starts creeping up and it's like a 50-50, then it starts to get real unstable. Society starts to get angry. People start to get fed up with each other. And that's, it's what's happening with the murders. You know what I mean? There's less of the pie to go around, so people are starting to get more ruthless. People are starting to get more, you see it when people are driving. It's sad. It's that frustration of, these people are getting help. Where's my help? All these, they do nothing. They sit on the street. I'm struggling. I go to work every day. I've been in Albuquerque where I've had negative balance in my bank account, and I've been at a gas station waiting to get my paycheck for the week, and I was frustrated. Probably almost gotten in a few accidents going to meet my boss, and I don't even have change in my pockets, let alone my car. And this guy, younger than me, comes walking up to me. You can tell he's in like a daze. Hey man, do you have like a couple dollars? I said no, and he didn't stop his spiel. He just kept, I was like, hey man, I don't have anything, and I'm trying to get some. I blew up on the guy. I was like, hey, I'm fucking broke, dude. I'm fucking broke. I don't have shit. You probably have more money than I do. And he laughed. It made him laugh, and he kept trying to. I was like, you don't get it. I don't have anything, dude. I don't have anything. So, and he got it, and he left me alone, and I just sat back, and I felt really bad, but I didn't have anything. You know what I mean? And those interactions, I can't be the only one having those type of interactions with people out there. Albuquerque's rough. It's rough. It's dirty. It feels like, you know what I mean? Like you can't even go. There's no public restrooms anymore. You have to spend money to use the restroom now, or go to the really nice parts of town in which they're starting to put locks on. How you don't see the problem getting worse, it means you're not there. You're not involved in it. So Keller, get involved with Albuquerque. Stop throwing parties. Somos is not, I'm a DJ and Somos is nice, but it's not helping. It's not contributing to Albuquerque. It's all that you're driving tourism away. People don't want to come out here and see what they see in LA. It's the land of enchantment. Don't trash it. Trash no mas. It used to be the slogan. Now there's nothing but trash. And and that just again, like, I know we're talking about this, but that brings up the tale of Dracula, and vampires. A vampire, when you interact with them, they will be out with you all around the city and this and that. You can interact with vampires all day. The moment it changes is when you invite them in your home. That's when you become a meal. That's when you become their prey. It's a fable for being prey and being predator, for inviting that evil into your home. And it's true. I mean, half of the situations, all the bad stuff that I've got myself into, I've let it happen. I've invited, people who wanted something out of me, who saw they could benefit from me, and I straight up let it happen. And I've gotten pretty angry. I've gotten pretty angry with them, and at the end of the day, I was a frog who jumped on, or I was a frog who let a scorpion jump on my back, and then halfway across, they let him sting me and ask him why, and then a scorpion. But that still doesn't justify every situation, and doesn't justify people being bad to you. Just because you knew you were gonna screw them over, and you knew that you were gonna let them, it doesn't justify your actions. And the latest thing that like really creeped me out, living on the reservation, you run into some creepy situations and tell stories of skinwalkers and all that stuff. Well, that stuff's real out here, and magic exists. It's not the magic that TV and Disney portrays. It's different type of magic out here, and you can't explain it other than living out here and experiencing it. Well, Like the past few weeks, I've been getting gas at the gas station, going to work, coming back, and prior to the holidays and all that stuff, there was this one guy I kept seeing at the gas station, and it was like he would spot me out when I pull in, and he'd just look at me. Always wearing sunglasses, and you can never see his eyes, and he would stare at my car and I walk up, and he just like, and for a while he like walked towards me and never approached me, and then it was the last 2 times I seen him, and I pulled up to the pump, and his eyes just locked in on my car from he was standing at the gas station. And I was doing something, and I looked up, and I saw him, and I just felt eyes on me the whole time. And I walked up, and I got to the door, and he was looking at me, and I walked inside, and I walked outside, and he was like, "Hey man, you think I have a few bucks to get some food?" And that whole thing, he didn't stop. He just kept going on with his spill. I said, "Hey man, I'm sorry, I only got plastic." And he got mad, angry. He's like, "What? What? What'd you say?" I was like, "Hey man, I'm sorry, I can't. I only have plastic." And sorry. I went to my car, and he just stared at me the whole time. Drove away, stared at me. And it was a few weeks later. I walked up, and same situation. Pulled in, and he was staring at me. And it was creepy guy. And I walked up, and I came out of the store again, and he's like, "Hey man, you think you can give me a ride to Alameda?" No. And I said, "No, I can't. I'm sorry." He's like, "I can give you some money. You give me a ride." And he just went on. He didn't want to take no for an answer. And I said, "No, I can't. I'm sorry." And I walked away. And I don't know, the look. I don't know, he had sunglasses on, but like that look he gave me was just really creepy. And it took me a while to rationalize it, and I've still been like, I still think about it now. And it felt like he wanted something from me, or he wanted to get in. He wanted to be Dracula. He wanted to get in my vehicle. He wanted something from me, of me, and it's happened, especially a couple times in the music industry out in Clovis and in Albuquerque, where I let people take advantage of me, use me, and I always ended up with the short end of the stick. And for good or worse, for better or worse, I ended up a better person, and I'm able to spot those people out from a mile away. You know what I mean? I had to swim with sharks to learn how they hunt, and it was, to this day, like even talk about it now, my heart's kind of beating, and he just creeped me out, and then just like, why did you want something from me? So I don't know. So you gotta watch out for those type of people who want something from me, who just are just nosy. Because you could, the road to hell is paved with the best intentions. You could want to help somebody all day, but if you're letting them take advantage of you, you do it once, shame on them. Do it twice, shame on you. Do it 3 times, it's don't let it happen. It's just not good for you, for your soul, for your hard work, for everything that you put into life. It's just help your family, help your friends, help yourself most importantly before you start helping the world. And then you have a good foundation. Build that foundation. Just like a community. That's the only way the homeless problem is going to be solved, if you start building a community, start having something like people are a part of something. It's good that that's why sports teams, UNM Lobos, and so it's important for those things like that. They bring community together. You may not know it, you may not, but it's just, we all need something to be behind, and just pray for everybody. Love, keep spreading that love. That's the only thing that's gonna end, cycles like this. Break the cycle. That's what they used to say in school to all these, domestic abuse kids and all that stuff. Break the cycle. Don't be an example. don't be a statistic, and the general public should hear some of that literature they used to teach us in school. Because I think for my class in particular, class 2009, there's a few successful people out of this class. And, the scholarship, Daniel's Fund Scholarship, some doctors and some really important people that came out of that year. Unlike today's youth. It's just a good segue. I don't want to be completely, heavy this entire podcast. So right here, this is a TikTok that went viral recently. And I'm going to put it right here.
Trying to run out the nail salon but get caught. The nail techs sat their asses back down and chopped them off long Nini's nail salon. Secondhand embarrassment.
Don't play with me, girl. How old are you? I'm 23. Okay, ball, you want to throw half the minor? We will. Okay, you want to throw half the minor? Get out of my shop. Get out of my shop. Then we could really fucking call the police, right? You want to throw half the fucking minors? Okay, exactly. Get out. Now, they can let me leave. They can leave. They're staying or leaving. Get the fuck out, you ghetto hood rat ass bitches. Get the fuck out of my shop. Don't you ever come back. And you can't pay for your shit. Don't come around. You fucking dumb bitch.
All right, you're back. Right? Got my blood boiling too. And what's to say about that? Those girls, you hope, they don't need jail. They don't need, they need their parents to see this and care and look at them and tell them this is wrong. It's shameful. You should be ashamed of yourself. And the way that girl started, wanting to fight the owner because she did wrong. There's a lot of people like that, especially in the Albuquerque music scene. I'm not going to name any names, but there's a lot of people who feel really entitled for not doing anything. You have all these people, promoters promoting, making clothing brands, making shitty art, doing everything but music and expecting the fucking outcome. When's the last time, half of these DJs put out any mixes when it's, you're not competing if you're not participating. And that's with everything in life. If you're getting angry about something, if you're doing this or that, it's probably because you're not participating in it. So if you want to see change, if you want to see success, if you want to see fruits of your labor, you got to dig in the dirt. You got to plant them seeds. You got to keep watering it. You got to pull the weeds, not just smoke them all day. You got to do some work along with the benefits. And once you learn that cycle, once you learn that hard work truly pays off, not just money, monetary, it pays off in self-value and strength and, real power. And going back to that video, being on the platform it's on, is TikTok, I feel that app, it takes a lot of power away from people. It gets people to literally hypnotized. I've seen it as a DJ. I can find out what popular songs are going on TikTok right now, play it in a club, instantly you guys are programmed to dance. You know what I mean? I play clips and it's easy and it's kind of sad. And you could play a popular clip in in a movie theater and everybody will instantly pay attention to that. And, you know, to me, that's creepy. It's like those 80s movies where you're in the cult. All turns one direction. They all look at that person. Oh, they're different. And they all go after it. Body snatchers. That's what it feels like. Attention spans. That's why I do long form media. That's why I like doing these podcasts. I like talking to myself. I'll get guests in here again, I promise you. But, you know, it's all structured. You know, I'm not just, you know, blowing it away. I'm not just off the cuff freestyling. You know, it's so I like long form media. I like podcasts. I like stories. You know, have it being in a house where multiple people are watching TikTok to me probably it feels like schizophrenia. I don't know if it's because I'm a DJ, I hear more things, but you know, all those things don't line up and it drives me insane and I have to leave. I can't be around anybody watching TikTok. I remove myself from the situation and you know, it may seem rude, but I'll just get up and all right, I'm out of here. And it's a whole lot better than having the conversation. It's bad for you and being preachy and just, no, I'm not going to be around you. But the positive take on TikTok is it exposes, it's just like fire. You can burn down a forest or you can warm yourself up. And the fact that someone took the time to edit it and, you know, make this a positive thing for other people and showing, you know, just how wrong their mindset is. And, oh, my plan was to go steal and it didn't work out. So I'm going to fucking get angry because I got caught. Because I'm going to look bad. And so, you know, you're holding me to a higher standard that I don't want to be a part of. So I'm going to get angry at you. And then part of it's youth, and that's where the parents need to come in. You know, and I guarantee you, if they had any care for the opinion of the parents, they wouldn't be doing that. Any care for the opinion of the grandparents, uncles, sisters, brothers. You know, if people care about you, you're not going to be doing that. And it's really sad. The only way, you know, youth act like that is when people don't care. You know, who knows how they're living life? You know, they may have everything. They may have given a car, money, freedom, all this stuff. But when you don't have people who care for you, it doesn't feel like freedom. It just feels like a prison without walls. Like, you want these people to care about you. You want them to love you. You want them to push you. And they don't. You know, and for a kid, it manifests itself in ways like that. You know, so like I keep saying, pray. And I don't mean religiously or, you know, like Catholic. Just you take some time out of your day and just say mentally, look up to the sky and just hope for the best. Hope for the best for people. Hope for the best around you. Hope for, you know. And along the way, it'll have you thinking positive. You know, it'll have you acting positive and being a better person, hopefully. So, all right. Final order of business. I have a poem for y'all. And this is a poem by Claude McKay. If we must die. If we must die, let it not be like hogs, hunted and penned in an inglorious spot, while round us bark the mad and hungry dogs, making their mock at our accursed lot. If we must die, oh, let us nobly die, so that our precious blood may not be shed in vain. Then even the monsters we defy shall be constrained to honor us, though dead. O kinsmen, we must meet the common foe, though far outnumbered. Let us show us brave, and for their 1,000 blows, deal one death blow. What though before us lies the open grave? Like men, we'll face the murderous, cowardly pack, pressed to the wall, dying, but fighting back. Claude McKay. So that poem has carried me through countless situations. Countless situations where I felt like I've had enemies, where I felt like the world has been against me. It just gave me comfort in knowing that I'm not the only one who feels so strongly about willing to protect what I believe in and what I love, most importantly. So if you love something, if you have a goal, if you have something that you want to fight for, be passionate about it, be loud, be creative, be just as murderous as the cowardly pack trying to get you. Because once you get one of them, they scatter. I've done it multiple times. And so, just like Jerry, I have a final thought to leave y'all with. Stay positive. Cream always rises to the top. Birds of a feather flock together. And the final thought is, if you do find yourself in a situation where you feel like you're alone, where everyone's abandoned you and that you've been doing nothing but right, birds of a feather flock together. Being alone may not be a negative thing. It may be what's needed, because you may need to learn a lesson. You may need to review. You may need to go back. You may need to build yourself up and become a stronger person in order to go back and defeat that enemy. And I don't encourage defeat always in physically, whether it be forgiveness, whether it be it's one of the things I struggle with is forgiveness, but it's one of those things you work on, and one day you're gonna overcome that. You're gonna overcome that pain. You're gonna overcome that situation in your life where you thought, or where your power was taken from you. So, and the only reason why those people are in that group, or that birds of a feather are come together as one, is because they want what you have, whether it be confidence, money, success, talent, jacket. I've had dumb things stolen from me. And, it's the only reason why they're taking it is because they can't get it themselves. They don't want to work for it. They don't want to go out and travel and find it themselves. They want that quick, easy route. It's here. It's mine. I'm going with it. Fuck everyone else. That's exactly, the mindset that those little girls had in that TikTok video. So don't be looking good, but being an evil person inside, like those girls. And that's really the final thought. This has been Hinc, Volume 16, coming at ya. Peace.